Hello, welcome to this late morning taste challenge. It's brighter. It's bright outside now, but that could change with clouds moving in. It was dark morning at Dawn Busters. Dawn never arrived. Seemed like we have two blended American skis. Uh, One I know is strange, and I don't like it. And I wouldn't buy it again. And I have a 750 milliliter bottle. I paid $6.49 for it. It's aged at least 4 years. I don't know the blend ratio. It doesn't say. Since 1836. Well, that's the company Dance. JW. This product, Charcoal Perfected, was introduced in 1956. I got some trademark information on that. First used in commerce 1956. So there you can see it. Old style, yeah, sure. If you find old bottles, some of them say age 10 years. I don't know what the story is with it. Do they make a charcoal perfected straight bourbon? I don't know. I know they have a Dance. Well, they might have these big bottles. They might have this in big bottles like Dornex. But I don't really see. I don't recall seeing this in Louisiana. I could be mistaken about Dornex. Anyway, I don't know if you have it in your area. It's got natural flavors of some strange sort and caramel coloring added. This one here is Bellows, a name of honor established in 1830. WB, there it is on the label. WB used to have a housefly on it. So strange. People say it was a bee for Bellows. I know it looked, but it didn't look like a bee. To me, I know what a honeybee looks like. It looks like a housefly, but that's the past. This whiskey is blended for maximum smoothness. Maximum, oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to see about that. Not too sure about maximum. So let's keep that in mind. It'll be the smoothest whiskey you could possibly have. They say maximum. American blended whiskey. It doesn't say Missouri blended. It says American, meaning what? It's probably distilled somewhere else other than Missouri. It says bottled by Bellows and Company, meaning Luxco. Look at the link below. St. Louis, Missouri, 80 proof. They're both 80 proof. I got this liter bottle for $5.99 at Savannah discount. $5.99 for a liter, $6.49 for 25% less. I know who's going to win. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Bellows because it doesn't have strange flavors like this Dance. I didn't say it's really good. Bellows is kind of bland, but it's not going to be off. Let's look at the comments. Michael Hill, good morning, everyone. Coffee for me this morning. I drank 3 cups. Max, my dude, I got to tell you, hi. Good morning. I'm just sipping on some C4 Energy and about to hit chest day, then go to work, hit the heavy bag, then clean my room, and then get drunk. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't recommend getting drunk. Craig Swenson says, hello from New Hampshire. Hello to you in New Hampshire. Craig offered to send me some Heady Topper. And that was really a really nice offer. I've never had that beer, that ale. And I told him, no, don't worry about it. I hate to see people go to the trouble and expense of sending me something. But I really do appreciate that, and I'd like to try it. Somebody else on the Alcohol Legs group, in the group, contacted me about a month ago and said, oh, I want to send you this Gamma Ray from Terrapin in Georgia, and it's a real strong wheat ale. It sounded kind of neat. I said, no. Oh, yo, my landlord was from Mandeville. Cool accent. Can you say diaper box? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, now, so I said, no, don't go to the trouble and the expense. I don't like people sending me stuff. Too much of a hassle, you know. He said, no, really, it's no problem. I'll send it right along. So I set things up. But I'm going to have to contact him today because it's been a month and I hadn't gotten anything. I checked about 2 weeks ago and he said he was busy. He was going to do it. I've had this problem in the past where people just, man, I want to send you something, dude. And they, okay. And then it doesn't come in. And I'm like, got that exciting shipment coming? And then they get angry and block me. It's like, well, you came to me. I don't even know who you are, you know. You made a big production out of it, but nothing. There's nothing happening over here. Okay. All right. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just going to go on with the challenge. Anyway, Bellows was never a distilling company, actually, from what I'm able to figure out, from what I have been able to figure out, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think they were always just a distribution company, like a brand holder company. Well, they have companies like that. And I think Bellows of New York, William Bellows, um, um, they just had bourbon, blended bourbon, straight, different types of bourbons and blended whiskeys and gin and rum and all kind of stuff, brandy, sourced from other people, and they put their name on it. I'm going to get rid of those comments because they don't make any sense. Okay, we're here for serious. We kid around and all, but we're here for serious reasons. We want to do the taste challenge. You want to not hijinks and idiocy. Okay, anyway, but social media attracts the lesser lights of humanity, so to speak. All right, so Bellows. I don't know when this particular blended whiskey came out, but I know the company was established in 1830. There was a product, could still be one, but there was a product called Bellows Club Whiskey. And if you see it, I don't think you should buy it. I have a bottle. Unfortunately, I bought the liter the same day I bought this one because they were on the shelf next to each other. And I found out Club Whiskeys, that was from like 1994, that bottle. It used to be made by Jim Beam. Beam used to own Bellows. And I'm going to tell you, I think they did a terrible job. They sold Bellows to Luxco, and from what I can tell, this is better. Luxco does a better job. You say, yeah, but they hardly distill anything. Yeah, well, okay, well, then they do a better job contracting. Maybe they get it from Midwest Grain Products. I don't really care. If it tastes good, that's the point. All right, I got the Dickel Rye, not straight rye, but Dickel Rye, 90 proof, dynamite product. It comes from Indiana. It's contract distilled, contract blended, but no big deal. Everybody that I read, they all like the Dickel Rye, from what I can tell. People are always talking nice about it. One more thing about these blended whiskeys in general, not every one, it's not 100% of the time. But you notice that most of the labels will be the same style, like either brown in gold or like Ecro in gold. I don't know what this color is called. I call it Ecro. It's like a paint color. It's like a linen, like a yellow linen. I've got all these bottles lined up on the counter, and they're all the same color. All the way over to Seagram 7 Crown with it has a similar khaki yellowish thing. All of them lined up. I say, whoa, what a drab appearance. Why are all these American blended whiskeys showing this drab, like nothing appearance, It doesn't catch the eye. If you went in a liquor store, you wouldn't say, oh, look. Looks like some old tablecloth. I think I want to buy it. It's not exciting. Now, I know there's Kentucky Bow with the green label. So they're not all this, but they remind me of that old Ford Motor Company yellow color they had in the late 70s, I guess, the mid to late 70s, early 80s. Same color yellow like you would see it on Ford Granadas, Ford Fairmonts, and Pintos. I don't know if the Mustang had that color, but it was just so dull. Dull. All right. They're both amber, so the appearance is the same. Do they both have caramel color added? You would assume. They're aged what, 4 years? Probably not a day longer. They have to be at least 4 years old. They got no age statement. Secondly, they're aging them in used barrels. These are not straight bourbons. So, if it was grain spirits blended with straight bourbon, all right, let's just assume they did that. And then they aged it in never before used charred oak barrels, fresh charred oak barrels. Well, then after 2 years, it would be straight bourbon. If it was corn, as long as it was 51% corn as its source grain, then it's a bourbon. But so you see, but they're taking straight bourbon that's been aged at least 4 years, and they're blending it with unaged grain spirits, which hasn't been turned into anything, and could be made from wheat, could be made from barley, could be made from corn, but it doesn't matter. But it's almost assuredly corn because it's the cheapest one product. And then they're bottling it. There's your product. You say, yeah, but it'd be better if they would age all of it for like 4 years or 5 years in a new charred oak barrels, or 10 years. Well, yeah, it would be way better, and it would be way more expensive. You know, it wouldn't be $6.99 or $5.99 a liter, right? No, it wouldn't. So that's why they're cheap, because they're cheaply made. You know, they're not, only the straight whiskeys are aged 4 years, and they don't have enough color, so they add color, and it'd be too washed out, pale. You saw that King Square this morning. You probably saw King Square, how washed out that was. So thanks, Craig. Thank you for watching and for your ongoing support. Okay. I forgot to mix them up. As soon as I smelled it, I was like, wait, that's Bellows. I didn't mix them. But already I know, because Bellows smells like regular old whiskey, and charcoal perfected smells like, I don't know what it smells like. Candy corn dipped in almond oil. And flavored with blending sherry of some strange type. I'm coughing. Ronnie S. Cheers, Ron. Cheers to you, Ronnie S. And Craig, remember now, you can join Wildcard Wednesday anytime you want. He joined for just a few minutes once. A lot of people want to join, and then they watch the playback and you never hear from them again. I think they can't stand to hear their own voice. Like, they hear the playback and they'll be self-conscious and say, I sounded terrible. I look like a fool. I sounded like an idiot. They probably thought I was dumb. I'm never going back. But nobody thinks that. Usually it's just in your mind, like you're thinking that it's that way, but it isn't, you know. I'm looking forward to taking part in some more liquor reviews. Okay, good. You can have fun with liquor, but you got to watch it, because a lot of people I've seen over the years become old drunks, and they can't handle it. They get a bad habit of it. You know what I'm saying? They develop a bad habit. It's like fire. Fire is useful, right? Cook with it. But it's dangerous. Fire is useful but dangerous. Alcohol is useful but dangerous. Daryl says, good morning, Ron. Cheers. Cheers to you. So, well, let's get on with this dreadful challenge, I call it. And it's going to, oh, man, it's just so downbeat. It's so downbeat. But it's going to uptick. It's going to uptick. You say it's going to uptick, right? Yeah, that's right. It's going to have an uptick when we bring in the Canadian Crown Royal Bourbon Mash next week. And then it'll be a lot of exciting taste challenges with stuff that tastes nice. You know, it won't be all so, and I'll be complaining the whole time. And it's going to get better, because then it's going to be scotch, blended scotch. And I don't have any of those that are really bad. The worst scotch I have, all I can say about it is too grainy, you know. But it doesn't taste like, oh, it's so off track. It's so bad. Everybody's talking to each other. So y'all have, everybody's greeting everybody. We're having a good morning. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to see if I can get it on aroma only. Okay. No comment yet. Oh, I can smell those grain spirits. You know what grain spirits smell like? Well, yeah, grain, like cereal grain, but really like rubbing alcohol. You say, oh yeah, like if you cut your leg and yeah, rubbing alcohol. I mean, that's not a bad aroma, but like it ain't the greatest aroma. Okay. Okay. That's the charcoal perfected. That's the charcoal perfected because it's too awry, too aberrant. I don't know what this candy, strange smell, but you know what it's like? Somebody took Riesling candy or Werther's Original and they let it soak in sherry for like an hour. Sherry, you say, yikes, that's not good. I know. It ain't good, man. All right, let's go with the taste. Ooh. Smells like regular old whiskey, let me say that. You know, it just smells like regular old whiskey and it's just standard. It's nothing great, horrible. It's just mid-range or upper mid-range. Taste time. I just kind of gulped it down. You saw that. It tastes kind of like early times. Early times, well, you see the difference with early times, it's not called blended whiskey, it's just called whiskey. Well, because what they do with early times is they take what I'm drinking here like now and they age it for 4 years all together. Yeah, it's a used barrel, but it's aged 4 years. I think. Or is it 3 years? Something like that. But then it's like whiskey, you see. Just they call it whiskey. Then there's early times bottled in bond, and you can't research it because it ain't on their website. But anyway, but that's why this tastes kind of like early times, like standard. You know, early times comes from Kentucky. All right, and cheap too. Some places got it $8.99. Why would I pay, the same price for an inferior product? Answer: I wouldn't. I mean, I did for this because of the taste challenge purpose, not for actually wanting to buy it to have. Woo. I think I forgot to check the label when I poured them. You know what I'm saying? Like I forgot to see which one said CP. So we're gonna have to disregard that action. But I know this is charcoal perfected. It's too weird. Oh, are you crazy? Heaven Hill, y'all is a bunch of cads. Heaven Hill makes very famous bourbons that are so well regarded. You know what I mean? Like Old Fitzgerald's like $75 a bottle. Elijah Craig barrel proofs, like wait, all kinds of expensive stuff. And then they put out this. Ronnie S might have a lot of fun tasting all these products, but you got to taste the really bad ones to get an appreciation, I think, of the really good ones. Because this thing is a mess. It is so. He watched my camo black ice video. I mean, camo is way worse than what I'm drinking. That's like unbearable. You can't even drink it. I mean, you can't. I mean, you could, but you're gonna throw up. You can't. I can't. I don't even want to think about it. This, you could drink this, but then you have to answer the question. The question is, but why? Why would you drink it? And my answer would be right. Why would you? I wouldn't. It's just too. Wow. And they sell it with a straight face, and they got all this wonderful writing on it about how great it is. Oh, yeah, sure. The Backacre Distillery, old style blended whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. Well, okay, they don't say how great it is. They're just telling you what it is. Okay, good. They don't hype it up. They should put on there, don't blame us, you bought it. That could be the tagline for Charcoal Perfected. Don't blame us, you bought it. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's how it makes you feel, like that expression. Ugh. It's so bizarre because the J.W. Dant blended scotch is like good. It's like every sip, he's like, oh man, that's so good. All that smoke, the rich peat. There's some grain too, but they're mellow. You know, the grain spirits are mellow. The grain whiskeys and Dant is mellow and mild. This thing is just, you are nasty. Why? You know, it's like, oh, this is not good. It's not gonna make you sick. I mean, you drink a whole lot, it will, but you know what I mean? It's not like it's spoiled or rancid. It just tastes nasty. Back to the Bellows. I could taste a lot of wood. You could pick up the barrel. Yeah, not really a lot of char, like charcoal, but you could get a little. Medium body, a little long finish. The finish kind of long, kind of hangs around in your mouth, but not too long. You know, it's not like excruciating or anything. I think Bellows is one of those kinds that you could give to somebody and they would think it's bourbon. Like you could trick them and say, hey, you want to drink some bourbon, man? And they would say, what kind of bourbon you got? And you say, oh, just some cheap stuff. Oh, yeah, that's cool, dude. You know, and so you bring this out and they don't know. So they drink it. They're like, yeah, that's pretty good. So what's been happening? Oh, nothing, you know, and then you talk. But they're not going to sit and really think. Now, if they think, then they might say, hey, this, I don't know, this is bourbon, you know, but initially you could fool people. And I think you could fool people with, there's some other some other blended whiskeys you could trick people with. You could trick them with this. What's another one? Seagram 7 Crown. Yeah, you could probably trick them with that. Say, hey, you want to drink some bourbon? And they would think, oh, yeah, that's kind of, it's a nice, smooth little bourbon, you know. It's real mild, man. It's real mild. It's oddly mild. And they might keep drinking on it. It's unusually mild. And you say, well, don't go too far. You know? Beam's 8 Star is another good example. That thing's only aged 2 years. But you could take Beam's 8 Star, not Jim Beam, Beam's 8 Star, and trick somebody, and they would say, yeah, that's not a bad little bourbon. And then you're looking like, haha, it's because it ain't even a bourbon. I'm trying to think. I know there's one more I own. I own one more that if you drink it, you kind of think it was bourbon, you know. You could fool somebody. But with Dant, you ain't fooling nobody. You ain't fooling Jack. I keep sipping on the Bellows because I'm trying to avoid the bourbon, the dance, man. Man, this thing is. I hear people say that's whack, man. That is whack. This is whack, you know. Raining on your parade, drinking Paulaner Oktoberfest beer, not the Marzen. Oh yeah, the Fest beer. Cheers, Jay. Cheers to you. Raining on your parade. I appreciate your support over the years. I'm waiting for mine. They approached me. Here's another example. Paulaner say, hey, you want us to send you the Paulaner Oktoberfest Marzen and the Fest beer? I said, of course, I'll review it, but I ain't got it yet. I sent the lady an email saying, should it be coming in soon? You know, I've had that in the past where it didn't come in, and then she says, oh yeah, I'm gonna send it. And then it comes in. It's like she forgot. But they're never funny about it, you know, like, oh, well, why are you contacting me again? I said I was going to send it 6 weeks ago. Well, yeah, it was been 6 weeks. You know, it's the weirdos, the Facebook people that are weird, you know. You contact them like, where's, and I'm always nice about it. Y'all know me. I'm like, hey, how we looking on that beer shipment? Then they want to get strange, you know, block, like the Scottish guy blocking me. was like, what is this dude's trip? He was bragging to other people that he was sending me tenants. I didn't even want tenants. They sit there and tell me how bad it is. Tenants, it's the worst. It's horrible. It's terrible. Blah, blah, blah. They were going on and on about it. So I don't know anything about tenants. I eat Scottish beer. We all hate it over here. It's like the #1 selling beer in Scotland. They all hate it. Okay. I said, oh, okay. Well, we don't get it here, so I can't. We do get a tenants now at Total Wine. 5% though, 5% export version. I went to buy some Saturday. I was over there Saturday. The thing was out of date. It said Best Buy June 30th. I said, I'm not buying this. And I told the lady, I said, I don't want this one because it's out of date. What? The check cashier, what? I said, look, it says Best Buy bottom, a date at the bottom of the can. I said, look, 6/30/20. June 30th, 2020. Oh, she said, I'm going to let them know about that. And I was thinking to myself, well, I don't know if that's going to actually occur, but I'm not buying it. You know, whether she goes tell management, check the date. I've had other people tell me, watch Total Wine, watch Total Wine. They got buku stuff out of date. That's just what I've heard. I don't know what to believe, but this is my second trip over there. And ding-a-ling-a-ling, I grab a beer at random. It's 2 months out of date. Uh-oh. Not a good sign. So anyway, needless to say, I never got the Scottish tenants, which I never asked for, by the way, in which the person sending it talked about how terrible it was. And when I asked about it, I got blocked. So question, are there a lot of crazy people on Facebook? Answer, yes. I've encountered them over the years. They're nuts. They're out of their minds. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know the people, you know. I can only base it on their behavior. How do you base it? On behavior, right? You say you don't know their thoughts. How would I know their thoughts? I can't read people's minds. I'm not a mind reader. I wish I was. But do not pity the man. Oh, do not envy the man with the X-ray eyes. Remember what Blue Oyster Cult said. Remember what Blue Oyster Cult said 19 years ago. Do not envy the man with the X-ray eyes. Do not envy Ray Milan. He thought by having X-ray eyes, he would have a wonderful experience. Turns out he had a terrible experience. Well, I'm having a divided experience here. A, it's not so bad. Nothing remarkable. Wouldn't run around bragging about it. But then on the other hand, if somebody contacted me and said, hey, guy, I am at the liquor store, yeah, and I was looking at this Bellows, and it's American blended whiskey for $5.99 a liter. You think it's a good deal, guy? I'd say, yeah, it's a great deal for what you're getting. Considering the price, even $6.99 would be a nice deal for a whole liter. Doesn't taste bad, tastes standard. I like it. Don't love it. Don't praise it. Don't run behind it. Don't look for it. But it's okay. Good job, Bellows, meaning good job, Luxco, meaning good job, Luxco contract distiller, meaning almost assuredly Midwest Grain Products, but I digress. Now, for this thing. No. Ooh, you're a mean one, Mr. Charcoal Perfected. You're a horrible one, Mr. Charcoal Perfected. You're ugly, disgusting, terrible little, horrible little fellow. You ruined my Christmas day. Of course, it's September 1st, but you get my facility. All right. I can't look at that. I can look at the, I forgot to check the labels, but I know it. So I put it in the wrong, but I forgot to check because I was talking too much at the beginning. Yeah. But anyway, still was a blind taster, but golly, you can't ever mix it up because Charcoal Perfected smells and tastes too bad. I got a taste for charcoal perfected. Now I got the taste locked down. Nobody's gonna fool me on charcoal perfected, but I'd rather be beat down. Whatever before I drink it again. This may be the battle of the two worst whiskeys of all time. Oh no. No, 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 no. Declare no winner and call it a day. I'm calling it a day right now. Like Stymie said, right now. Like Stymie said, it might choke Arda, but it ain't gonna choke me. Look, no. I got some of the worst whiskeys in the world. Charcoal Perfected is right up in the mix. It is in the mix. It'll make you grit your teeth, lose your religion, slap your mama, and jump off a cliff. Okay. Ooh, get out of my face. And the worst thing is, I got 3 more taste challenges to do with it. That's the bad news. The good news is, I at least got to sip on this, which is not half bad. I got to say, you are cheap. You are $6.99 a liter. And I think I got it for $5.99 if you want to get to. Oh, no, no, no. This was $6.99. Sorry. It was the straight bourbon I got for $5.99 in Savannah discount. Believe it or not, true story. $6.99 a liter. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. Not a great deal, but it's a good deal. Well, you charcoal perfected, get out of my face. Only problem is, it's going to be in my face 3 more times. Oh, I can't wait for this week to be over. Whoa. And then it gets worse tomorrow. Now, okay. You talking about what is worse? I don't even want to know. Oh, what? The charcoal perfected is so monstrously bad. It's like way worse. It's much more worse. And here's the worst news. You think this is bad? I got way worse news. Okay. The next taste challenge is Thursday because I'm doing today for Wednesday. Oh, no. I got the Bellows Club Whiskey from our friends at Jim Beam. Y'all should have sold it. I'd have sold it because I'd have been embarrassed to sell it. Not been my boss. Okay. They perpetuate. I don't say they put this on the market. They perpetuated this on the market. And I got a 1994 bottle. And I saw another bottle at a Chinese restaurant. They have good food. And I don't know why that's on the shelf, but it's up there on the shelf. I said, look at this up here. That thing is a mess. It's going to be a double blind taste challenge on Thursday morning, and it's going to be double bad. So get ready for bad versus equally bad. I don't really know which one's going to be worse. But honestly, I think the Bellows Club Whiskey is going to be worse, okay? Because I'm making fun, ridiculing, ripping apart, diminishing, denigrating, and being otherwise generally hostile to their charcoal perfected. Deservedly so. Deservedly so. It deserves no positive regard. Yet, on the other hand, its main problem is that it tastes so strange. When you're a stranger, you can't quantifiably, that's not the right term. You can't definitively say it tastes horrible. That's the funny thing about it. It's not the horrible flavor that gets you going, gets you shook up. It's the strangeness of it. It's too strange. It's too unusual. Whiskey should not taste like this. It should not taste like European caramel candy dipped in sherry. All right? That's a big problem. But the club whiskey, wait till you see that thing. That thing is like black pepper. It's way worse. It's like whiskey that was soaked in black pepper. Holy smokes, what a mess. What a nightmare. Then it ain't going to get much better because Friday's taste challenge is the infamous Sunnybrook. And somebody kept warning me about that. I think it was Robert Browning. He said, wait till you try Sunnybrook. That is bad. It's the worst of the lot. I said, oh, come on. Jim Beam makes it, you know. He said, okay, you'll see. So I thought, well, Robert's very dramatic. He probably doesn't understand. But then I tried it and I said, Robert was right. This thing is, ooh, okay. But and then I'm going to close out on a high note because I'm going to relish it. I'm going to love it. Seagram 7 Crown, beating and whipping and smashing and tearing apart and then picking them back up and slapping it. Worse than McCluskey punch Michael Corleone in The Godfather. in 1972, because when he said, how much is Sollozzo paying you to set up my father? So that's how bad of a beating it's going to get. It's going to get busted right in the face. I'm looking so forward to that 7 Crown beat. Let's call it the 7 Crown beat down. So get ready for Saturday morning. I think is it Saturday morning? So, or Sunday at the latest. The 7 Crown beat down. I might even subtitle it that. The 7 Crown beat down, because Seagram 7 Crown is going to be charcoal perfected so bad. It's going to get beat so bad. Oh, and then I'm going to go into the Crown Royal bourbon mash. Well, I really don't know how that's going to turn out, because bourbon mash is kind of strange on its own merits. But I mean strange like you can't figure out where they're going with it. But it's not strange like, wow, this don't taste right, you know. Where is Henry McKenna in all this? Oh, I don't know why you do this to yourself, Ron. Oh, just for the fun of it. McKenna. Oh, good question, actually. Well, I have a bottle of Henry McKenna straight bourbon whiskey on the shelf, and it is waiting to be brought into this. So, oh yeah. I'm looking forward to the McKenna, another classic historic brand. No, it ain't the 10-year age. It ain't the 12-year age. It ain't the 55-year-old age. It's just a regular old Henry McKenna. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be interesting. It has quite a history. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a relief, right, from not going like, all right. Thanks for watching this video production.